Can you clarify your stance on I feel statements? For example, what's wrong with saying I feel like Rittenhouse is a murderer? It seems like we use statements like this all the time in our lives. There's nothing wrong with the sentence I feel like Rittenhouse is a murderer. The problem is that when we talk about in a interpersonal setting, a feel statement is supposed to be used to take away accusations against the other person and instead center on your response to how somebody's making you feel. It gives the other person a way to reflect on their actions without making them feel like they're being attacked, and it gives a way for you to put your emotions, your emotional well-being kind of center stage without it having to be adversarial. The problem is if you're treating an I feel statement this way, people can't really tell you that you're wrong about that, right? So if you say something like, oh, like, when you say things like this, it hurts me. That's an I feel statement. I didn't use I feel, but that's an I feel statement. You know, when we have arguments like this, I feel bad about it. It makes me feel this way. Or when you do this, blah, 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 like, it makes me sad, right? That's an I feel statement. I feel statements are effective because it makes the other person have to confront their actions because they can't really attack you for that. Hey, when you call me a stupid fuck, I don't know. It makes me feel bad. How can I argue with that? It makes you feel bad. Like, am I going to say it shouldn't make you feel bad, right? It's really hard to argue with that statement. That's why I feel statements are effective ways to resolve conflict interpersonal between two people. However, because we have everybody today uses psych language and has weaponized the fuck in a toxic way of all these psych terms that I think should be locked away from the public. I don't think anybody should know that. And by the way, especially women, if a woman uses a psych term at you, that is a red flag every single time. These are like some of the biggest red flags somebody can give off is if they're using psych terms because they're probably weaponizing them at some point in their life. You're not supposed to use I feel statements to make descriptive claims about the other party and then retreat back to the sanctity of I feel statements saying they can't be attacked. So for instance, when you call me an asshole, it makes me feel kind of sad. That's an okay statement, right? Like this is, I'm explaining a feeling in response to an action. But you can't say something like, I feel like you're a murderer rapist. And then someone's like, I'm not a murderer rapist. That's just the way that I feel. You can't attack that. Okay, but like I'm not, oh, you're gonna sit here and tell me that my feelings are wrong? Lav does this all the time, right? People, anytime somebody is using an I feel statement to make a controversial descriptive claim about another party, they're weaponizing I feel statements in an inappropriate manner. That's not an I feel statement. Now you're just describing a state of mind you have about a fact of the matter in the world, right? I feel, that means I think. When you say I feel like you're this, you're really saying I think you're this. You're asserting a fact, right? Yeah. But that's the don't ever let people weaponize I feel statements like that. Maddie Cakes did that too. A lot of women do. Like I said, I think that anytime a woman is utilizing, like if you ever hear her say gaslight, self-abandon, basically half of Lav's vocabulary. Whenever you hear people say things like this, it's probably, it might be men too. I don't know. I don't have experience dating or romanticizing men, so I don't have the same experience. But anytime you hear women, saying stuff like this, it's, for me, it's a really big red flag because they, yeah. Trauma and PTSD are also two huge ones. In my personal opinion, 85% of what's described as traumatic or trauma is not. I think people just use it. That's a huge red flag. I don't know. I'm sure there's more too. But that's just my personal take. You don't have to believe anything I say.